So I've got a package in the mail. And of course I'm too impatient and I already opened it, but this here is the Whoop 4.0. Whoop sent it to me to test out and see if I can use it to assess my training and give me some more data. So I'm going to be wearing this thing for the next 3 months, 24/7, and I'll let you know my thoughts. So I've been wearing this Whoop 4.0 for the last few months 24/7, and well, I have some thoughts. But first, we gotta go to the gym because I'm really late. Now, I'm someone that loves data and loves looking at data to monitor how I'm feeling through training blocks and understand how we can use that data to increase my performance. But I'm also someone that is a little bit careful with it and not letting it dictate too much. Now, prior to using the Whoop, the only monitoring tool that I actually used was HRV for training to monitor my HRV in the morning. So when Whoop reached out a few months ago asking if I wanted to try it, I thought, hey, why not give it a shot? If I hate it, the least I can do is make a video about it. In the interest of full transparency, Whoop did send it over to me with a free 1-year subscription to try it out and see what I think. I'm not being paid by Whoop, I'm not under any obligation to make this video, and they have no say in what goes into this video. But I really just like this product and I want to share it with you. I'll be honest, wearing this thing all the time took a little bit of getting used to, especially because I'm someone that doesn't like wearing watches or jewelry or anything like that in the first place. So wearing this thing 24/7, even while I'm sleeping, took quite a bit of getting used to. I even had a few nights when I first started wearing it that I even got up and actually had to take it off because it was just a weird feeling. Okay, we're back. So if you're not familiar with what the Whoop strap is, essentially it's a heart rate monitor that also tracks a lot of other metrics like your recovery, your strain, sleep scores, stuff like that. It's basically just another fitness tracker. There's a couple things about the Whoop strap that I really like. I love how easy and user-friendly their app is to use. It's super clean, super concise, and it's easy to navigate as well. I also love that there's no screen on the Whoop. It's much less distracting and it's there, kind of hangs out, don't really notice it. It's super slim. And yeah, it just kind of sits on your wrist and you try and forget about it. I also love that you can charge this thing on the go. You can put their little charger device on it, just clips in super easy, and you can continue to wear it. Just supports that 24/7 wearability. When I say I wear this thing all the time, I mean all the time. I wear it when I'm training, when I'm racing, sleeping, eating. I only take it off when I go in the shower because the wristband takes way too long to dry out and I just don't like the feeling of it, so it comes off quick for the shower and goes right back on. So like a lot of other fitness trackers, the Whoop transmits via Bluetooth to an app, and I'll put a screen share here, you can see it here. But it gives you a lot of data, like your sleep, your recovery score, your strain, and your HRV. One of my favorite features about the Whoop actually is the sleep tracker, and it's been super interesting for me to learn about my sleep because I didn't really know that much about it before. I kind of assumed that when you're in bed you're sleeping all the time, but that's actually not the case. So you can see here my sleep from last night. I slept for a total of 6 hours and 48 minutes, but I was in bed between 12:35 and 8:07. I had 3 hours and 41 minutes of restorative sleep, 3 hours and 7 minutes of light sleep, an hour and 16 minutes of deep sleep, and 2.5 hours of REM sleep. I had 93% sleep efficiency and 13.7 RPM, which is respiratory rate. So it's been really interesting for me to learn about my sleep more and be able to track that. That's one of my favorite features about the Whoop. It also has a built-in health monitor you can see here. Just tracks your respiratory rate, your blood oxygen level, HRV, resting heart rate, and skin temperature, which is just kind of lots of extra good things to see. Obviously with the heart rate monitor on all the time, you can kind of track your calories burned. That's also been a little interesting for me to see how it kind of changes between training days, different training loads and stuff like that. New feature that was added in an update a few months ago was the stress monitor. That's also been interesting to see kind of how you fluctuate through the day and based on your different stress levels and stuff like that. You can also see a graph here of strain versus recovery. I'm actually on deload right now, so the recovery score is coming up versus the strain. So that's also super interesting to see. There is one more feature in the app that I can actually see being very useful. I personally don't use it only because I'm too lazy to actually set it up and go through it every morning. but it's the journal feature. And basically what it is a place in the app that you're able to set up a set of questions that you can answer in the morning to talk about what happened yesterday. You can answer questions about your circadian health, your health status, lifestyle, medication, mental health, nutrition, just stuff like that. It'll help you keep better records of what's going on in your life and help the app make some better recommendations for you. So I think all of this just begs the question, why would you wear something like this? And I think it's pretty simple. It just comes down to having another tool in the toolbox. The Whoop gives you a lot of information, but it also breaks it down into very simple and concise terms that you can understand right through the app. It basically tracks your progress over time and shows you trends, and that's super useful for athletes and fitness enthusiasts alike. Another thing I love about the Whoop is how good the battery life is. I only need to charge it every few days. And even when I do need to charge it, I'm able to put the battery pack on and just continue with my day. I don't need to take it off, plug it in, and just forget about putting it back on. Now, most fitness trackers will traditionally be worn on your wrist, and that is the case with the Whoop as well, hence the supplied band. Some people also like to have this on their ankle or their bicep, but if wearing it exposed like that isn't really your thing, Whoop does something else that's really cool. If you go ahead and just take it off your wrist here, you can actually fully remove the band from what is actually just the Whoop device itself. And Whoop has something called their body line, and it's essentially a line of clothing that you can attach this sensor to and discreetly tuck it away. So you're not really having it on your wrist or just kind of exposed. So they have things like shorts, underwear, shirts that you can put this sensor into and still transmit all of your data over to the app. So if you don't like advertising that you're wearing a heart rate monitor or a fitness tracker, putting it in your clothing is another great option, and I think that's really cool. Now, I think that with any of these fitness trackers, there's going to be pros and cons. And I think one of the cons of these devices is almost too much of a good thing. It's very easy to get lost into a rabbit hole of all the numbers and the data it's presenting to you. And no matter how much information you give it, it's never going to have the whole picture. So I think being careful of how much you base your decisions on from the app is something you should keep in mind as well. And this all brings me to my final question. Will I keep wearing it? And for now, the answer is yes. I really like it. And it's something that I've been able to use and help understand how I'm responding to my training and how I'm preparing for the next race. It gives me a lot of information that I'm able to use, and it's one of those things that the more you use it, the more accurate it becomes. We go through so many different training blocks as professional cyclists that it's super useful to be able to see how I respond to it and different things going on in my life at the time. So I think for now, yes, the answer is I will be having this on for the next few months. And I don't really see any reason to take it off right now. Alright, that's it from me. Thank you for watching my very non-scientific review with the Whoop 4.0. I hope you learned something useful, and let me know in the comments if you wear a fitness tracker yourself. I'd be interested to know what one you're wearing and how long you've been wearing it for. If you have any questions about the Whoop, also let me know and I'll see if I can answer them. Alright, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.